Well, no more panic. I'm surprised a lot of people actually felt Jack Campbell would test free agency. Are you kidding me? I don't think Detroit Lions on SI did a segment about that. I don't think we wrote about that. Yeah, the fifth year option was declined, but it was clearly because of the fact that when he became an all pro, there were some escalators that made the guaranteed money super high. Thank you for your patience, unlike some. For those of you patiently waiting, thank you. The second I was about to hit go live, the contract details for Jack Campbell have been released. So I want to do my due diligence. Unlike some, I don't want to just come on the air and just try and fake it. I want to present the information as I know it. So Emmett texts me the list of those that have been making a little bit more than Jack Campbell, those that are making a little bit less, and I got my trusty iced tea. Hell yeah. So it's great. I feel good. Welcome in on my favorite day of the week. We are live here in the Macomb Township studio. Hope everybody's doing well. Beautiful 60-degree day. Everything's great except for what's going on at Comerica Park. We'll have a chance to talk about a lot of different things, but clearly the news of the day. Everybody wants to talk about it. I want to get your reaction. The Detroit Lions have signed linebacker Jack Campbell to his extension. I never had a doubt. Now, I know where people got their concerns from. There were people that were kind of extrapolating. And again, I just think that the media literacy across maybe some of the Lions fan base is not that great. There are possibilities that, yes, the Lions and Jack Campbell were going to negotiate a contract and, maybe terms might not have been met. Maybe it wouldn't have went down. But, yeah, people looked at it and said, well, look at Tyler Linderbaum. He didn't get his option and a team made a big offer. But just because someone says that's a possibility doesn't and talks about it and writes about it doesn't mean there's a likelihood that Jack Campbell was going to leave. And if you guys are ever panicking, okay, here's the best part about having access to someone anytime you want. I'm available at Detroit Podcast. I'm available in the comment section. Just go look in the comment section. Every comment, 99.9% of them I'm replying to. If you're panicking and you don't got your Xanax, you don't got your weed, you don't got your Valium, and you're panicking, lob me a comment. Doc, is Jack Campbell really leaving? I would have texted you back in 4 minutes. The odds of Jack Campbell leaving are 0.01%. Doc reported from the combine. Kelvin Shepard said he's the captain of the defense. He's our guy. Dan Campbell said he's the captain of our defense. He's our guy. What sense would have that made if they let Alex Anzalone go only to let Jack Campbell go? Come on, people. Don't panic. Panic about Jared Goff. Panic that Gucci and Crunch Time Sports are loving Jared Goff. Panic about that. Do not panic unless it's warranted. Panic about the defensive line, the secondary. Here are the deals. 4 years, $81 million. 51.5 guaranteed. He is among the highest paid, but not the highest paid. Via average annual salary, Fred Warner still top of the list. But Jack's right there. Looking just quickly. Okay, remember, this dropped like 2 minutes before I dropped the show. Some of y'all are like, the countdown timer. Hell, if you don't want to sit for 10 minutes, go work out. Go watch another movie. Go watch a replay at Crunch Time Sports. I'm fine. If the number on there was 1, I would give a good show. Sometimes it takes a while after driving 40 minutes on the mean streets of 23 Mile and all the honeys waving going, Doc, have a good show. And I'm like, thank you. I'm like, I got to get home. It takes time to percolate and do a podcast and not stumble over your words. Hell, I want credit today. I turned on the microphone and powered it up. That's a win for a busy man like the DOC. One day I'll release a video of what my day looks like from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. You'll be like, Jesus Christ, you've been doing that for 20 years? Hell yeah. What do you guys think of the contract? 4 years, 81 mil, 20 and a half annually, over 50 guaranteed. It puts him around second place in terms of annual average salary. Roquan Smith's at 20. Jack's at 20.25. Fred Warner's at 21. Aziz Al-Shair is at 18. Zach Barnes at 17. Devin Lloyd at 15. Nick Bolton, 15. So, good contract, not market setting, but right in the mix of where you need to be. Jack got 20. Jack got 20.25. Thumbs up, thumbs down. What do you guys think? Roll call. Where's everybody at today? Shout out to Phil, Meme Studio, Mean Donkey, Anakin's in the house, Nick P, Riley O'Brien, AZ Legends in the house. Listening in from his vehicle. Long drive home, my favorite. Listen in, enjoy. Wait a minute. You got to be accurate because this will give me further ammo. I haven't pulled out this bit in a long time with the fellas. People thought that Jack was going to leave, according to Nick JP. I thought that, but Ricky Scoops laid out that info. What info? That he could leave somewhere else? What did Sir Ricky lay out to the people? Did he lay out there's speculation or there's rumors? There's rumors that listen, man. There's a game that's played online. It's cute. I like it. I play it sometimes. For fun. But yes, I could have made a post that said Jack Campbell, when this fifth-year option has now not been picked up, who's going to offer him a big money deal? And what was funny is I saw the one that the Cowboy fans were like, yeah, we're going to get Jack Campbell. Yeah, okay. Meme Studios in the house. Official CT Sports checking in. Hopefully listening in. Hassanin Mahdi in the house. He knows what's up. Take your time, Doc, for sure. You're coming with good and deep vision. Listen, anytime there's a negotiation, there's opportunities for back and forth. These are high-level negotiations, big dollars, big guarantees, and Brad Holmes navigates it. Basically, he set aside the money, and he's just parsing out how much to give. Oh, got to give a shout out. Oh, there you go. One of the daily listeners, Bobby Stark, Jeremy O in the house. Thank you so much, man. That means a lot. Smash the like buttons. Smash the like button for the DOC. That means a lot to me. Hopefully you guys are still enjoying the show. The new nighttime doc, cleaner version. I said, okay, if I'm going to be taking over the Freak at Night show, I'm not going to rock a goatee. That was the goatee era. That's now done. For those of you that are NASCAR fans, we will take a minute here just to say it's ungodly news to hear. And, it's sad to hear of the news of the passing of Kyle Busch at 41. And that's why, you really got to appreciate every single day above ground. Every day, do what you love what you do, have laughs, break the rules, push the boundaries. You never know what's going to happen. Illness? When I see people dying in their late 40s or, I watch a lot of wrestling documentaries, Hawk and Animal, passing away mid 40s, wrestlers, athletes. you just get freaked out. So that's why I do what I love. I love what I do, and I don't apologize. I don't care. But I will say this. Oh, okay. I will say this. Great racer, NASCAR world. Here, everybody at Lions on his side. Condolences to the NASCAR fans. You guys are crazy rabbit fans. It's I remember staunchly, I was in my dorm room. If my timeline was accurate, I was in my dorm room when the living legend Dale Earnhardt passed away. I watched that race, and it was very devastating to know that that could happen in any car race, and I was one of those kids. I was 7 years old when the Challenger blew up. I wasn't watching it live, but I definitely was watching. I grew up, and if you ever wonder where I get my love of reading and news and stuff like that, I was a huge Tom Brokaw fan and Peter Jennings. Peter Jennings, if I ever was a newsman, I would say, well, would I be like Brad Galley or Peter Jennings, or how would I be? I would not. I'd be like, I love Dan Rather too, but I love Peter Jennings. I love like he just looked like a newsman. So I would watch news at a young age, and just I wouldn't get like emotionally devastated by it. I was just fascinated by news and stuff that happened and how it went down, and how people talked about it. So that's how I got my love of television and talk radio and news and all that good stuff. Maybe one day I'll morph into a newsman, but right now I'm a sportsman. I'm a sports guy. I'm passionate, sick about sports. All right, but let's have some fun before I want your reactions, but I want to pivot to this one thing because it allows me to make fun of journalists. Okay? And it's hilarious to me. But any chance you can make fun of a journalist, you know, let them come down off their high horse just a little bit. Let me tell you. So here's how the Lions decided to do this, which I thought was funny. And it's funny in a lot of ways, but it's funny in my world in a lot of ways. Detroit, I'm hitting the banner here. So in my 10-minute opportunity, I was looking at the contract terms, talking to Emmett, talking to Christian, and I was, setting up the stream here. So let me just give you a little insight about what's going on in the media world and in my world. So if you guys have been paying attention to the world about Google, I'm in the business of readership. One of the ways that people find me is Google. And now Google's going to maybe have an algorithm change. People in the business are panicking. Our website's going to go away. I always looked at it, and that's what I was told my boss. I said, Google's something I can't control. All those Google clicks are a bonus to me. I spent my passion growing Detroit Sports Podcast, growing a Facebook page, growing a podcast, so that if Google goes away, I should be okay, livable. Now, is it the zenith of what it was 5 years ago? No, but it shouldn't be. There's more Detroit Lions websites, more content creators, more instant impact, more podcasts, which I love. But I built a base to be able to make money off a website forever if I wanted to, because I'm not stupid. Okay, so I know a lot of journalists were panicking. Oh my God, it's going to kill websites. Well, in life, free advice from the doc, if you focus on something you can't control, you're always going to be screwed. So whenever we would talk in meetings about Google, I'm like, okay, what's the algorithm? Tell me. Okay, is it going to go up? Is it going to go down? What's the deal? But I can't control none of Google. So I focused on just do a weekly podcast for 13 years, put your face out there, write good stories, have good articles. You'll never have to worry. We have an audience, a core. Now, the more the merrier. Google is a bonus, but I don't give a shit about Google. I could give a flying F about Google. If Google goes away, I'll still be on here. If on SI goes away, I'll still be on here. I'll still be viable because I built the systems in place. I'm not an idiot. But in the end, there is a concern among journalists and their papers and the old school way. And also, too, just like Seth Rollins, the doc is a visionary, a revolutionary. You didn't think I knew that people can't read? People can't read. I could literally write my address and my social security number at the bottom of an article and nobody would try to steal it. Y'all read 150 words and you're in and out. Your average attention span to every article, I know. I know everything about website readership. I have all the access for 13 years. I know every trend. Why do you think my stupid ass? Listen, you guys think I'm some cocky idiot. They told me to do videos in 2019. I said, why would you put this face on the internet? I'm ugly. I'm old. I'm 37 years old. Why would you put my, they said, put your face on a video to establish who you are. I said, boss man, are you sure? Put my face on the internet on every video? Put your face on the video. And I said, we'll do it. I listened to the boss man. So now I can prove that I'm the guy running Lions on SI. My video's been seen millions of times, and I have a pivot. Videos, podcasts. Come on. But the journalists are 10 years behind everything. Now the journalists are linking up with podcasters. Yeah, no shit. You're 13 years behind, journalists. You're 13 years behind. I've already lapped you. You're 13 years behind. Oh, there's money in podcasts? Maybe we should do that. Oh, there's videos? We should maybe do videos. Now, all the outlets do videos, but they're all concerned about their readership. They're all concerned. So do the Lions throw a bone to the journalists? No. The Lions said, I'm hearing the journalism world is hurting a little bit. The reputations are down. The websites are concerned. Should we throw a bone and just let one of the local guys, not even Doc, they're never going to do that for me. But the local guys, the Dave Burkett's, the Justin Rogers, who are grinding and nervous, the guys at the news who are worried about their future. Do they throw? Because 99% of news is filtered from an agent to a national writer with a big audience. Do they throw a bone to the local guys who have grinded? Nope. They said, we want to hook up the fans. And so I look at it from the outside perspective. I'm like, damn, if I was a journalist, I would be mad. I'd be like, I'm covering your team in the trenches deeply. I'm not asking tough questions. I'm trying to help out. I'm trying to keep it calm, not rile it up, not write about bad legal news, skip stuff. And the Lions chose to allow a super fan to get 1 million views and break the news. So I just took a shot at Vito, Christian, Emmett. I'm like, damn, the Lions. And so to me, I look at it like, on some small level, the Lions chose to report to a person like me over a journalist. Now, they went with a super fan season ticket holder. In essence, it's like basically giving it to me. It's like, wow. Now, a lot of people will be like, oh, it's great for Sweta Patel. That's awesome. She's a super fan. I look at it like, damn, the journalists in town can't get a bone. So I made fun of, if you go on Detroit podcast, I made fun of Vito, Christian, Emmett. I said, what's wrong with y'all? What's wrong with y'all field? I could spend 4 hours talking about that field and why things are wrong. But the Lions chose basically to give the news to Booner, Hefe, Doc, the content creators, the fans. They said, here, fan, spill it out to the world. But if I was a journalist, my tone would be completely different. I'd be like, damn, I'm driving, an hour to get there, writing, typing, building those relationships. And then look what this comment, right? Right. Let me tell you, okay, on the other side, Nick, wonderful comment, because you encapsulate kind of why I became a podcaster. I already knew that attitude from a long time ago. I respect journalism. I respect the way it's supposed to be done, but it's been bastardized for 20 years. Networks getting in bed with the team reporters, the field was bastardized. So it was ripped apart by the inside, by the rules, by their own people. And then look at this attitude, So there's a prevailing attitude of, I could literally tell you my source, tell you my information, and half the people still wouldn't believe it. Why do we care about journalists? Because the things that need to be uncovered should be uncovered. The essence of journalism should be there, but it's too far gone. We're not going to play idealistic. It's too far gone. The cat's out of the bag. The doc, Nick, still you don't understand. I don't need a new job. I'm the boss of this job. I'm the boss. I don't need a job. I'm the boss. See? And so that's why in my world I had the vision to say I don't want to be tied to some dumbass editor who doesn't know what people like. I said I know what people like. I'll do the job. Right. No, exactly. Appreciate you, Nick. But yeah, it's just, but like I said, some people don't know what to be doing. They're nervous. They're like, oh my God, Google. Nate, what was the change? The change, the two magic letters, AI. Now, when you hit Google and you type in Detroit Lions, links come up. In the future, summaries of AI are going to come up, but it'll be worked out. It'll be figured out. Websites are not going away. They're never going to go away. Links are not going away. Look at Phil C. Media is corrupt. Podcasters are not yet. Phil C. Before we get back to Jack Campbell, Phil, are you living in a bubble? Here's a test. Maybe they're not listening. If Kalshi, the wildest, addictive, gambling, volatile market, were to give Hefe $600K, he'd take it. Everybody wants the mighty dollar, and everybody will do things that they don't want to do for the dollar. Come on. We all shake our tail feathers for something. Everybody, it's not corrupt. Everybody's in the business of maximizing their revenue. And, only a handful of true people are what we call idealistic and down for the cause. Everybody else looking for a dollar, baby. You're looking for a dollar. That's what you're doing. So I'm not corrupt, but the true essence of these rules that these guys have is it's over. When ESPN is now owns the NFL. The NFL owns the NFL. So it's not journalistic anymore. There's a cohabitation that's not relevant. They're not journalists. It's not. It's a form of entertainment, a form of spin. It's a form of public information. It's not journalism. That's just not. It's not. And I am not journalism. Okay. But I have the respect of the field that I have three working with me. But if you go to my Twitter page, I clearly lay out what I'm doing. Clearly. Present information, reporting, sharing information, having opinions, having discussions. But if you think what I do is journalism, I'm sorry. It's just not. Yeah, got to have integrity and character first. But what's your guys' reaction? The Lions didn't throw now. Now, here's the thing that's funny. The Lions have the opportunity to push forward the field of journalism, and they do. They allow great access to a lot of stories. They have the feature writers with The Athletic and those that are starting their own thing. They allow enough access for people to thrive. But if you wanted to help journalism, you could have threw this one to the paper. But in the end, it doesn't matter. The second she posts it, we already had the story 3 minutes later. We already have it written, so it doesn't make a difference in my little space. But journalists, to get that information for a writer at a newspaper to get 1 million views on X, that would be supremely monumental. She got 1 million clicks, 1 million, not clicks, 1 million views. So I just think that's funny on a industry level. They let a fan do it when they really would have helped out the business per se. They would have helped out a paper if they let a fan do it. Just give it to I would have gave it to Dave Burkett. He's the most worthy. Via Meme Studio, ESPN sources, reigning NFL MVP, and the Rams have reached agreement today on a 1-year, $55 million extension worth up to 60. And then so, Anakin, I respect your comment. What does that mean to you? Yeah, glad a superfan and Jack broke the news before Schefter could. Why? Why did you write that? Give me some context. Because I think I get what you're saying, but give me your context. Why is it good for her? It's good for her. She's a super fan. Phil C, does AI write most stories these days, Doc? Never on Lions on SI. I don't know what's going on in the outside world. I know there are sites in Detroit. You can clearly see there are websites in Detroit using AI. I've outed them. But can you blame them? It's quick, it's easy. You get the information out. You don't got to do nothing. You push a button and it's out there. But Detroit, and you can fact check it. Put all our words into an AI checker. I invite it. Doc, we are not allowed. If SI catches any publisher printing AI, they're off. They're eliminated. Their record is over. No tolerance. The guy that did it from the gambling site, he's gone. One and done. There's no tolerance for that. We have a policy. I type the words. I sit there and type blah 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 blah. And if you guys read it, you'll know, because once in a while, Vito edits it, but we're human. Once in a while, there might be one little period missing or something. There'll be one little thing, but we go back and correct it, in a fast-paced world. That's right. You're a podcaster, not corrupt. Big media, corrupt. Tom McCraw with the deer. Nice. Good for Jack. Near the top of the market pay for a near the top of the league player. Truly a new era for the Lions. Exactly, Phil. I'm very sorry about your brother, mate. 35 on YouTube. All of you should be liking the stream. If you're on X listening in, like and retweet. I just think it's funny. Really, in the end, I think he's a paper general manager. I feel like everyone knows that John Harbaugh is doing the job. I mean, that's wild, Joe Shane, but I just think that, ownership wants to keep him around. But really, in the end, it's irrelevant because John Harbaugh's calling the shots. And remember, with the AI stuff, a lot of it's being utilized not by websites, but just general information, just to say, hey, if you go to Google, it just tells you like, hey, who is the leading person? Da da da. But I don't copy and paste anything. I type all the words, and that's the responsibility I have. But do I think AI is going to take over? It might. I mean, it's just too quick. But right now, it's not accurate enough. It's not accurate enough to be, because it's fed by the likes of me. Now, before I get out of here, I want to tell you this, okay? Not leave this the show, this topic. The most motivating thing that I've heard in the last couple years, okay? If you guys know what aggregation means, it's just taking information from somebody else, give them credit, put it on your website. Pro Football Talk does a lot of aggregation. They go around, they see the news, they see the quotes, they pinch it, they give credit, and they move on. So basically, some quotes of mine show up on Pro Football Talk. All right. And if you go there, they have some original ideas, but a lot of it is just, let me go on. And there are some people. Now, the blessing of why you guys like me is the most of my work is original. It's here's some news, here's some stuff I'm finding, here's some opinions, and here's our podcast. We do a little bit of everything, a little bit of aggregation, a little bit of news, a little bit of reporting, a little bit of opinion based, a little bit of showing the podcast. The blessing is we can do it all on a local website. The blessing is we're standing up there tired, and Dave Phipp walks up there, right? And he walks up there. I'll never forget this because it was so funny, and it was the punch in the gut that you need, but it was funny and relevant. So he gets up there and he goes, "You guys do good work. Do I read you?" "No, I don't read you." He goes, "I don't read any of your guys' work." "Oh, okay. No problem, Mr. Phipp." He goes, "Yeah, I'm a big fan of Pro Football Talk. I read that." Mr. Phipp, When you say that, in essence, you are saying you are reading us because there's going to be a lot of via the Detroit News, via the Detroit Free Press, via Lions on SI. You will see our names in those articles. So that was fun. When he said that out loud, it was funny to me. It was like, in the end, he does read us, but he doesn't come to our sites. He comes to the place that pinches. That's what AI is, guys. That's why the media is mad. AI is taking work that I do and spitting it up there and then saying, hey, Google, here's the information. But then people go, what's Lines on SI? They just skim over it. But I'm the one feeding Google AI. Do you see the link now? Do I need credit? No, I give myself enough credit. That's why I do it, because that's the way the world is going. AI is just taking my information. And now there are sites out there in Detroit. They don't do anything original. They just sit there and go, oh, okay, what did Lions Wire say today? They write that. What did Doc say today? Let's do that. What did Justin write today? Let's do that. What did Jeremy write? Let's do that. So there's sites that just sit down and don't do anything original. They don't have any ideas. They just pinch. Now, you know what other people do? There's another thing people do is they just take all our articles, lump it into AI, push it out there, and call it original. That's what people are doing. Oh, I'm informational. I'm smart. That's what some people do. There's a lot of ways to skin the cat, and you guys decide. But I just felt like, in my honest opinion, it's cool. In my opinion, it's cool that a fan broke the news. So long story short, I just think this one, if you're going to do something unique, you can do a lot of things for the fans, access, things like that. But the news breaking business should be for the newsmakers. You know what I mean? That should have gone to the papers. That should have gone to, I would have gave it to Richard Silva. He does great work. I like the kid. He can take a joke and he does good work. He's a good journalist. He's what you would want to nurture, and Nolan and those people. You would nurture that. But, on some level, that's cool. So, okay. Off of my soapbox for those 10 minutes, but I just thought it was funny. The news was broken by a fan. Let the fans rejoice. Meanwhile, these journalists are dying on the vine, hoping for another check. Oh, man. What do you think of the contract? Less than Fred Warner. I'm happy with it. I think it's great. What do you guys think about Jack Campbell? I want your feedback. What do you guys think? In the end, Phil, I've always said this when people tell me, are you worried? No, I'm not worried. Why? I got 2 feet, 2 hands, and a heartbeat and a brain. And I got grit, and I'll work hard, and I'll establish, people said, hey, the content creator said, hey, you're a good writer. You're okay. You do a lot of work. Come on YouTube. I said, all right. I said, why not? So you got to pivot, you got to learn, and just do good work. If you do good work, somehow you'll last. I'm 8 years in. Despite what some of you think, I think I do good work. Duncan Stewart, always good seeing you, man. I like reading your stuff. I like your opinions. Delighted that Mr. Campbell is staying here, an all-pro locked in to 2030 at Major League Baseball. Thanks. Blah, blah, blah. Freudian. You know why I said that? Because the Tigers are ass at middle linebacker. at middle linebacker. I was watching a video of people complaining about the Tigers. Guys, I'm telling you, again, do not interpret my judgments as some bold indignation on you. But if you are a gambler, okay, this is a memo from the doc, from the gambling offices of the Doc Macaroon. Again, all commentary is for entertainment purposes only, but this is an opinion. Should be used for your judgment. And it's simple. This will determine your gambling future. Listen in, folks. If, because the doc did it and it was simple, I got a dinner out of it. If you saw the Detroit Tigers tweet from the doc with that lineup, if you saw that lineup that was released and you didn't make a wager, quit. Stop gambling. You don't know what you're doing. You have no expertise. You have no gumption for that business. If you did not bet the Tigers to lose today, can't tell you if I did or not. If you did not bet today, when you looked at that lineup, top to bottom, quit. You're not for that business. You'll always be a loser. If you bet the Tigers to lose today, you continue your pass, go on your journey, and good luck to you. Not only am I a podcaster, I am a semi-winning gambler. But if you didn't see the lineup, my letters were, what the hell is this lineup? The radio station was having a conniption. I said, the Tigers are losing today. This is embarrassing. They're losing today. There was no doubt about it. Now, the one thing I do is I do it privately. I don't give advice too much. I don't want to be the reason why people win or lose. I just do it privately. Nick JP87. Are the Tigers a 100-loss team as constructed with this lineup? Yeah, but it's not. They're not a 100-loss team as healthy. This is just ridiculous. And I echo the sentiments of those complaining. That's not a lineup. I put the lineup out there. I said, what the F is this? That's not a lineup. That's not a lineup. I was going to call the radio station and say, when the Tigers put out that lineup, they should have gave everybody a ticket for free. The only thing I thought of was WTF. That's what I tweeted. You're too negative. Yeah, negative all the way to the bank, baby. Appreciate you, Phil. Nick JP, your staples on defense, Hutchinson and Campbell. All right, it looks like maybe in the second hour, we'll take a break. We'll do Campbell. We'll do some more Lions news, and then we'll do some Tigers talk too. Seems like there's some interest. We can veer off a little bit too. But Jack Campbell, let me say this. I want to give more time to it. Are you comfortable with Jack Campbell, and why? Why are you comfortable Jack Campbell can replace Alex Anzalone? He's the middle linebacker. I would presume Derek Barnes is going to be the Sam still, and the will be Rodrigo to start. Why are you comfortable Jack's the guy? $20 million. He has great parts of his game. Great tackling, sure, aggressive, instinctual. But he's going to have to get a little bit better in coverage, just a little bit. Biggins gets in on X. Knew there was no chance Jack would test free agency. He's got old school morals. Yeah, no doubt about it. Like I said, if you ever want to panic about the Lions, and like I said, my opinions are just, they're just that. But I'll give odds reasonably to what I think. Not everything. Look, I'll admit something I was wrong this week. Not wrong. I said to Crunch Time, they asked me about free agency. I had no clue out of left field they were thinking wide receiver. None at all. I said I thought that they would make a move post June 1. I thought that they would still make moves. But I keep, because I'm hyper-focused, I'm biased. I don't think that defense is good enough. I'm happy with the wide receiving room. But in the end, what I don't know is what I don't know. I don't know who the Lions look at in terms of free agency. The Lions would much rather tell Sweeta Patel than me anything about their roster moves. So what am I good at? Trades. I'm good at knowing where the guys are in terms of how the coaches feel about them. I'm good at knowing how I feel about the team in terms of the pulse of their wins and losses, how the coaching staff feel about the players, depth charts, salary cap, stuff like that. What I'm terrible at is what I probably won't break too often in this career is roster news. I text the agents, but they always text me last beyond last. I have a relationship with a couple of them. It's growing, but it's only been a 1 or 2 year effort to build the relationships with the agents. It's a lot of work. You know what I mean? It's a lot of work for a little return. You know what I mean? But the agents I do talk to, it provides for me not direct news breaking, but story ideas. So you guys see, we pump out 5, 6 articles a day, every day, all day, 365, 24/7, 365, 365 days a year. We've had new content at that website. But not all stories are just news stories. They're like relevant. Hey, look into this or look into that or investigate this or investigate that. So uh that will be my disclaimer is that roster breaking news is not going to be the Doc's forte. That's for sure. But we'll have, like I said, I feel like we're fair in the mix of entertainment, news, relevancy. We're in the mix. That's all you could ask for. Xavier, my man, my AEW contact. Campbell is decent in coverage and he can go sideline to sideline. He just needs to get better at his reads. Don't be a fool. Also, a better linebacker next to him helps for sure. Appreciate you. You know what, Xavier, I appreciate seeing you. Maybe one day you shall come visit the mean streets of Detroit. We grab a beer. On you, of course. I mean, did I say that out loud? Meaning, when it's time, and I want to be specific, when it's time for the tab to be paid, whip out the credit card. Dr. Detroit, John, can you explain why we have so many wide receivers? This is insane. This is my non-professional answer. When you have Jared Goff, he needs variety. He needs a slice of life. He just can't have the California roll. He likes the tuna. He likes the eel. He likes the sashimi, the nigiri. He likes the dragon roll, Las Vegas roll, Jared Goff roll. He has the whole enchilada. Tall receiver, short receiver, mid-range receiver. My non-professional answer is when Jared Goff's your quarterback, you need a variety of every kind just to see what fits. Jared Goff is like that high-end guy that, needs to try on like 40 suits. Like Doc shows up, I just need like, hey, 37 short, 38 waist, 26 length. And they're like, run that by me one more time. I said, my pant leg is like 27. They're like, the average human's like 30. Like, we don't even make that. I'm like, I know. 38-30. If I bought 38-30 pants, I would be swimming in it and tripping over the bottoms. It'll be bell bottoms. The number is 30, 26, 27. My sister and my nephew and my friends, and I proudly say it, they don't make pants in 26. They don't make the Doc sizes too often. So I just think you need to find a crew that Jared Goff will mesh with. But I do like it, listen, to be respectful, he's a guy that's going to compete. He's a vet, reasonable, and he's hardworking, and they'll give him a shot. Competition. The reason why competition. You can field a couple opportunities there to do some things. And remember, too, when you run a practice, you run first team 4 receivers, second team 4 receivers, third team 4 receivers. Why not? Haha, Duncan. Right. No, Dr. Detroit. Recall, we are in the month of May. The roster needs to be at 90 people. I think they're going to keep 6, 7 receivers. 5, 6, 7. you are not going to keep all these receivers on the roster. You also got to field a 16-man practice squad. So no, rosters are bloated right now. And it looks weird when you see 9, 10 receivers. There won't be 9, 10 receivers. There won't be 8, 9 defensive ends on this roster. They cut them down. And my job this year will be to expertly tell you who's getting cut. It's okay. Listen, yesterday I started a podcast to the nationwide audience and didn't turn on the microphone. It happens. It's 90-man roster right now. It's full. And tell Dr. Detroit, tell the best day of our work life is when, and I hate to say it, is when the players get cut and it goes down to 53. You know how hard it is for me? I'm a single person. I got to count all the roster to report on my reports who was there and who wasn't. I'm one set of eyes and I'm older. Some reporters got two. The Lions have allowed a lot of media outlets, multiple people to help. I have asked for help and they have not been susceptible to that. I wonder why, but they've been like, we feel like Mr. John Macaroon can handle it all by himself, which I can. But two eyes are better than one. So that's how it goes. That's how it rolls. Vincent E313. But when you count 90 players and they're all in different forms, different positions, and different spots, it is a nightmare. And it's just hard. But when it's down to 53, I can do that. I'm proficient at counting the roster. When it's 90, it's just a lot, man. And that's the one thing I don't like about training camp. The rest I love. Counting the players, man, it's tough. It's tough. Sometimes you just got to take your time and wait for the drills, wait for this, wait for that, get in the position. Sometimes they're on the wrong side of the field, about far side, close. It's like, whoo. We'll see. I'm going to try again, see if I can get some help. We shall see. All right. 8 o'clock. We're still going strong, but let me get a swig of this iced tea. Beautiful. And take a little break here. Second half of the show, we'll keep talking about Jack Campbell. Anything you want to talk about, I'll hit on the Tigers a little bit. But first hour, if you missed it, we talked about the extension. Get your thoughts in. Jack Campbell set. Do you think he should have been the highest paid? We'll talk about that. We'll break it all down further. Were you one of the people that panicked? And I'm curious. A lot of you are. Emmett's messaging me. Stafford, what do you think of the deal? $55 million. What do you guys think? All right, stick with me. Sorry, the break is 180 seconds. Forgive me, for I am not the man that can go 2 hours straight anymore. I can do 60. Just like the landlord. Did you guys see the story on the news and locally about the landlord? Head down, legs up. Buttercup? What? If you don't know, you want to know, I'll tell you. It had me buzzing. Head down, legs up, Buttercup. But doing it in a tenant's home. Your home, technically. If you want to know, I'll give you my thoughts, but you got to ask. We can talk about anything too. We can talk about news, local stuff. I loved talking last week about the people. The Somerset Swatch is no more. You cannot buy one there. They canceled it from the news. They said you cannot buy one there. All right, more talk, more hilarity. This is the Lone Wolves podcast, and I'm enjoying the conversation with you guys. Everybody here on X, we got 110 people on X and 40 on YouTube. smash the like button for your friendly neighborhood bull in a china shop. Come on, guys. More likes. Welcome back. Second half of the podcast. Maybe go till 8:30, 8:15. We'll see how the conversation's going. Thank you, though. The 3 minutes does help. Get to stand up for a minute, clear your head. I used to take pride in being able to. I did a couple podcasts where I went 3.5, 4 hours straight. I can do it. I can talk. But sometimes you realize saving the voice a little bit, getting up, walking around, making sure the house is still standing up, all's good. Making sure the wife is still, wanting to be with me now with anybody else. So check the bedroom. Nobody else is in there but the missus. Doc is a sprinter, not a slow ass jogger. He tears it up and then he needs to take a little break. Exactly. Flurry. I do a lot of flurries. Boom, take, opinion, take, joke, take. And then an hour flies by. Exactly. You gotta pace myself. Sometimes I'm like, oh my God, I get through a lot of talking and not a lot of content. I'm like, oh shoot, I want to actually talk about the stuff that's on the sheet. K Will, brother, good seeing you. Let's see if MCDC will hold true to playing some starters in the preseason. Absolutely. Steve Wilds gets in, member. Appreciate your membership. Appreciate the members of this stream. It's amazing to me that you guys are so kind and you help out and you do the things that are really cool. and you guys really help out a stream, and you do a lot of good things for us. So, Steve, being a member, it means a lot to us, brother. It means a lot that you're a member of the community. So let me do quickly here a roll call, a special shout out, just a quick minute of appreciation and loyalty to a handful of new members and those that are returning. Dr. Detroit, Steve Wilds, Misha Nuga, you know I'm fond of you. Jason in Seattle, Washington 79, Phil C. 231. Blessings to you and your family. Eloy Trevino, I ain't say that. Austin Taylor, legend. Anthony Berardi, Steve Lehman, Brian L, legend. You have been messaging me about these homes. Are there any homes available, Brian, that the doc can look into? Some will say a vacation home or a home where when my wife throws me out, I got a place to go fast. Reese Cup, Lions fan, Brazil, Detroit, Lenny C. A handful of members I wanted to shout out. Thank you for your loyalty and your support of this project. We cannot do this without the support of the chat, the crew, and we shall see where this goes. It's a daily show. We launched it. We have the Freaks at Night. Let's see where this goes when the season starts. Silent Service Doc, I haven't been able to see you for a little bit, but it's good to see your show. I'm always there, baby, on demand. I know what you mean live, brother. I know what you mean. Anakin, you know what to do, brother. K. Will brought it up. Rent paid. There should be a deduction. I'll talk about it. News of the weird, right? I should bring that in. The doc, just one little weird story I see every day and just share my opinion on it. I don't know if that'll get me in trouble, but if you're a landlord, memo to landlords, you can be tagging people, but not in the tenant's home. You can't. Jay Bond, what's the latest from the inside sources on Ahmed? How's he feeling? He's feeling great. We'll see him next week. He is stronger, bigger, faster, more ready to take on the challenge of making a spot on the 53. He's hungry. The word of the day, he's hungry. He's great. But if anybody should happen to know anything further that's listening, drop it in the comments. So Jack Campbell. How do you feel about Jack Campbell? Good player, obviously. Do you feel he's worth the $20 million? Obviously, he's one player, a key player. Is he worth the $20 million? What do you like about his game? What do you like, and why do you think the Lions value him at that price? Why does this, and to me, it's simple. He's gritty, tough. He's got the kind of Detroit style of humor. He opened up a little bit more, talking about his hoops and his cut, and he opened up a little bit. Maybe the next step is he's Doc's kind of guy. Got to get him on a podcast. Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. How's the hunting with the big stick? He'd be like, I'm married, dog. I meant the hunting with the rifle. I meant rifle. Don't you people call them big sticks with rifles? Rifles. Sorry, I'm using the wrong language. Freudian. Yeah. Doc wants the inside. We don't use that word here. That's a bad word, the S word. Doc wants the inside person with great knowledge of information to bring the update. How is Ahmed Hassanin doing? Does anybody know out there? Yes, Jack is worth it, Mr. Forced Fumble. Yeah, let me drop the stats on the peoples. All right, let me drop the stats on you fine peoples. Jack Campbell to reset, 4-year contract extension. He'll play in Detroit through the 2030 season. 51.5 million guaranteed. Average annual salary 20.25 million. Right now, Fred Warner's still the leader in the clubhouse at 21, but Jack's right up there. 20 mil. Why is he worth it? Here are some numbers to share. In the span of 3 seasons, remember, this is his 4th year. And again, big lesson learned is just because a team declines a 5th-year option doesn't mean they're gone from the team. But it would have behooved him if he could have tested the market on his own. We did talk about that. Jack could have at least looked to see if somebody else wanted to give him more. By declining, but that's dangerous. What would have happened was he would have had to have played this year, become a free agent, and then entertain offers next offseason. But when a team's like, hey, we're going to give you 50 million guaranteed, that's why you make the offer. Now, on the other side, I'm going to appeal to your greedy side. I mean, 50 million is a lot. Part of me, and I'm sure his representative would have said something. 50 million guaranteed, $80 million contract. If Jack Campbell balls out this year, now this is a moot point, but this is the other side of where people were seeing it because we all are greedy. If Jack would have bet on himself, it's a bet because you're leaving 50 million guaranteed. He has a healthy year. Roquan Smith's total contract is 100 mil. Oh, we got jokes. Somebody's got jokes. Does this individual wants to know about Marcus? He's not on the team. And I don't think he's going to get signed anytime soon. I think he might have to wait until camp starts to hop on a team. Do you happen to know any news about Ahmed Hassanin? I'm just wondering. But if Jack would have gambled, now part of me would do it. I'm like, you only live once. He's got some money in the bank. But remember, this is violent football. One twisted ankle, one knee, and it's over. ACL, it's over. But Jack Campbell could have bet on himself. He could have got a 6-year deal, more money guaranteed, and 25 million. He could have secured the bag, like, yo, best paid linebacker of all times type stuff. But that's not what he's about. And plus, you know how hard it is to be like, they gave you an offer to the hometown team that's cultivated you. You know the system. It's your team. It's Spielman. It's done. Like, how do you do that? Comment, help out J Bond. True, loyal. And it's big money. 50 million guaranteed. No matter what, he gets 25 million to himself. You got to pay taxes. So 50 million, half of it goes to the government. Chat, help out JB because he's missing the jokes here. What am I missing about this inside source reference? It's really funny in some way. And you guys know I appreciate every listener in the States, overseas, relative of the players. Love the show, hate the show. All I believe is that you realize, okay, that guy's honest, has integrity, loves what he does, likes to tell jokes, likes to talk a little smack, likes to be sarcastic and make weird references. Why do you guys think Jack's worth $20 million? I like his personality. I like, and he's always been nice to me, friendly. Now, I don't think I've critiqued him too much, but he was still nice to me, given my critique of his teammates. But he's serious. He carries himself as a serious guy in the locker room, but he's always willing to talk. Yeah, he's always willing to talk. Teaches you a little bit of ball, aggressive, honest. That's all you can ask for. Is that how it's supposed to be? Quiet, fierce, loyal, humble, a real man. Phil, then why do you like me? I'm loud, whimper. I'm loyal. I don't know if I'm all that humble, but I mean, I think I am. I'm a semi-real man. Semi-real. I'm a semi-real American. Right. That's perfect. Semi-real. Semi-real man of genius. That's me. That's what it is. I'm semi. I have all these nicknames. The cultural institution. I'm semi good at reporting. I'm semi. That's my nickname. I'm semi. I'm semi. Semi good, semi handsome, semi talented, semi hardworking. Wait, wait a minute. If I'm the janitor, who are you? The Royal Highness? I'm semi. I'm semi. We have a nickname. Semi-real American. Semi-credible podcast. It just sounds good. You know, and it's so funny because it's kind of true. Semi-knowledgeable NFL reporter. Semi-handsome John. I'm semi. I'm good. I like halfway there, and I'm battling to get to the full. I mean, literally. I mean, just to reset what I said last time. The Lions coach literally told reporters, "I don't read any of you. I just read the site that aggregates all of you. I just read the site that pinches all your work and puts it on his site. But he's got a bigger audience. Good night now." I was meant to hear that. I told so many friends, I said, I've never felt so like I'm delivering the bread. You know, you're like the delivery driver. I'm delivering the delicious bread, and the pizza guy is making it. And he's like, and all the customers are like, this is the most delicious bread I've ever seen. And the pizza guy goes, yeah, I roll it every day. And you're like, no, you don't. I deliver it to you. You're just buying it from me. I make the delicious bread. You know, but that's how I stay humble, people. That's how I stay humble. Is God wanted me to hear that. I look at it like God wanted me to hear that. And God wants AI in this world for me to overcome it. Semi-SI writer. Right. SI doesn't even want to call me a writer. Right. And that's a whole other bullshit story too. You're semi-SI. Circa the journalists. Yeah. And here's another story. I'm tone deaf, Edith. Me and my best friend were in choir in middle school. And I don't know how this poor lady let me in the performing choir. I can't sing. All of these great singers, my friend, and I'm like, ah! and and I can't sing. I can't. But that's in the next life. If God listens, I don't want to be a reporter. I don't want to be Adam Schefter. I don't want to be a feature writer. I don't want to be respected. I don't want to be nothing. I want to be a singer. I want to be Michael Bolton, where the ladies just melt when I walk in the room and start blasting songs. That's my life. Semi skinny podcaster. Right. That's funny, man. Semi. That's the theme of the day. I'm semi whatever it is I'm doing. Semi respected, semi acknowledged, semi smart, semi recruited, semi SI. Man, if you knew what that semi SI means to me, you would laugh. Do not say you're Sports Illustrated. Do not say that. It's offensive. Yeah, okay. Oh, Nelly. You should sing tenor, 10 or 12 miles away. Silent Service wanted to be a fighter pilot. All right, thank you guys. That was funny. Semi. I'm going to put that in the notes. Semi. That bit will carry on to some form or another. I will credit you guys when this very fine podcast is at a huge level. I will remember all of you. That's funny. The semi-talented, semi-real, semi-tall American podcaster. Semi-level. That's good. Halfway through my career, semi. Why do you guys trust Jack Campbell? Why? Why is he beloved so far? Gritty, nice guy. He's got a personality. I think he embodies kind of what Detroiters like. Strong, silent type. He ain't out here doing podcasts. He ain't out here maybe doing what Terrion's doing. It's different kind of leadership. Linebackers are just kind of like offensive linemen. They just want to hit you and go home and hunt. Cornerbacks and wide receivers want to dance and do podcasts. Why do you guys love Jack Campbell? Phil, Nick, JP, with all those books behind you, maybe a day of the week, story time with the doc. Story time. What you just tell me what kind of story? We'll do it today. We got maybe another half hour. Everything seems quiet on the home front. I'm locked in. I'm enjoying it. You guys are enjoying it. Numbers keep creeping up a little bit. Smash the like button. We got 160 people across 2 platforms. Maybe we get to 200. Jack leads by example. Busts his ass. Takes no plays off. Makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. What do you think of the contract? What do you think of Jack Campbell's north of $80 million contract? Fair, not market setting, but good enough. I think many people are going to find that contract to be very valuable. You get a good number. Um, Campbell's total value of $81 million ranks second in the NFL. Roquan gets 100. His guaranteed money puts him third. Jack Campbell's going to be 26 years old. Most of these players are older, so it's a pretty good score for the Lions. We'll know more details as it comes out. Those things are not fully out yet, I don't believe. Let me look. Look to see if the full 4-year hits are there. No, the 4-year hits are not there yet. But we know the base numbers. Good. He's got let me hit you with the facts here. Fred Warner makes the most per year annually. Jack Campbell is second in terms of AAV. By total amount, Jack Campbell is second, only behind Roquan Smith. Roquan's making 100, as I said earlier. Jack is making 81. Fred Warner overall is making 63 total. By guaranteed money, Jack is third. Fred Warner got 56.7 guaranteed. Roquan got 60 million guaranteed. But remember, a lot of these guys are older. So Jack Campbell's 26 years old. His contract is beautiful. Puts him in a good spot. It's a fair deal. I think if it was market setting, I would have said something. I would have been like, I don't know. Yeah, I feel like his game has more to go. But he has a chance to break the bank one more time at 29 years old. He'll be 26. You get him for the 26 season, 27 season, 28, 29. You get him for 5 more years. Oh, actually, he'll play through. So this year he turns 26. Then he'll turn 27, 28. He'll play through his 30 season. Then the Lions will be like, bye. No, I doubt it. I think he'll get another deal with the Lions. AG's burner, yeah, hard not to pay a guy like Jack. I think for sure Vincent this year or next year, but I think next year's draft you take a quarterback. For sure, I think you got him for 2 more years. Could be more. If he has the success, he gets a playoff, I'm looking at the least because of the way he restructured the contract, but you're hoping, and I think there's a chance he's going to have some success with Drew Petzing. So yeah, Anakin says it. He's probably going to be here a while. Might be here for the next 5 years. I think it might be a little easier to get Laporta and Branch done. Give them the offer, they might sign it. But I think that Gibbs is right up there as a priority. The issue is Gibbs might want north of he might be stuck on I want 21 million. I want to beat Saquon. So I'll ask you, Nick, I'll ask the chat. Should Jahmyr Gibbs set the market? Jack did not set the market. Look at how humble Jack is. Jack didn't reset the market. He got some wins. He got north of 50 million guaranteed. And he got an $80 million contract, which he has a chance to see a lot of it. That was a silent service. That was a time ago. You're right. That was a time ago. This is certainly different than when the Lions were when Sue was here. They paid Stafford and they didn't want to pay Sue. So that's the deal. And he's been offended ever since. And I understand why. He wanted a chance for the team that drafted him, but there was a sense, I think, just from how his persona was, that he really didn't want to be here. It felt like he wanted to be in a more hustle and bustle environment to branch off his businesses. He wanted max money. He wanted big time money. And the Lions probably weren't interested in doing that. Do you guys regret that happened? And then, Nick, to your point about the story time, what kind of stories do you want me to tell? Media stories, life stories, fiction, nonfiction. Yeah, Nick, I do think they wait and see, but you never know. Lions are, I can't predict which one's next. I think Gibbs obviously is in the hopper. So that's the way it goes. Like AG's Burner says, like, how could you or any agent justify a defensive end or outside linebacker getting more than Myles Garrett? Agree, AG. That's a very solid point. A lot of people look at the general managers and say they don't have a backbone. They're scared of their fan base revolting a little bit about tough decisions. Soft GMs have allowed salaries to spiral out of control. Hmm. Remember, draft picks. Draft picks get the love from the Lions if you perform. And it's true. I can't blame it. Draft, develop, perform, make a bunch of money. He's part of the defensive core. So, yeah, let's break it down. You guys tell me. Jack Campbell, part of the core group. Aiden Hutchinson, part of the core group. Is Aleem McNeil, in your mind, part of the core group or tradable? That's the biggest question mark. Is Aleem McNeil tradable? I find it interesting because obviously the injury makes it a little bit unique. You pay him a little bit more than maybe his sack production would indicate, but he's good run stuffer. I think he's going to be much better. I think he's going to be hungry. I'm right there on the fringe, but he's right there on the doorstep. He's part of the core group. None of the cornerbacks I have felt earned core group status. Terrion Arnold's got to show more. DJ Reed, I think you might have whiffed on that free agent, but you had to do it. Nick, you asked that question. A lot of GMs see, if he has a good run. Right, J Bond. Is he tradable? Yeah, from a team aspect, but his value to other teams probably isn't as much. Very fair assessment. But yes or no, just outside of the feasibility. Look, it just takes one GM to say, I'm interested. I need a hole. Maybe the Giants have an injury next to DJ Reader and they need somebody. Everybody has different needs at different times. But just in your mind, and it would go to your emotional attachment if they traded him. Is Aleem McNeil part of the core group? Let me know. As always, smash the like button. Is Aleem part of the core group? Derek Barnes, I feel like, is part of the core group, but he's got to show more. This is a prove it year for Malcolm Rodriguez. So as we sit now, he's not part of the core. He's got to prove it, but he will need to show. Derek Barnes might get some pushback. Is he part of the core group? Yes or no? You can just say the names. Barnes, if you want to comment. Barnes, yes. Rodrigo, yes, no. Kirby Joseph. Brian Branch, I think, is part of the core group, depending on his health. I'm curious to see the longevity of Kirby Joseph after he struggles and gets back. And is he able to stay healthy? AG's burner has an opinion. Barnes isn't core. You trying to get me hit again? I think he is. I think that he's got the leadership style. I think he always wants to get better. I think he learned from some of the missteps, and he's got two. Now, he can't have no more. Am I going to set myself up for OTA failure by saying this? Barnes went viral for the deck whiff, and then I had to discuss it and comment on it. I had to opine and share my thoughts on it publicly. And he had the Jameis Winston. That's rough. Now, he's had some good plays. The interception cancels out Dak, the playoff securing interception. So I feel like he gets maybe one more. But the Jameis one is really volatile because that was rough. The whole world saw that over and over and over and over. Jay Bond, Barnes and Rodrigo, not really, but with linebacker depth, they are by default. Okay. So to me, let's hit the core realistically. I'm not putting Kirby Joseph until we see what he looks like. Can he stay healthy beyond this year? Branch, yes. Super duper safety. Get him back in. Hopefully he hasn't lost a step. We'll see what type of maneuvering they do with him. I would think too, guys, this is long-term discussion. This is not a report. This is my opinion. This is my opinion. Okay? Meaning that if someone wrote this and said, John Macaroon said this, this is not based on any knowledge or inquiry about it. This is just based on body type, speed, watching film. I think your safety of the future is Terrion Arnold. You pair Terrion with Branch if Kirby goes out, and you get a number one, taller, faster, more physical, more dominant cornerback. Not that Terrion can't be, but he looks to me more like a really good safety than a top-end first-round cornerback right now. To me, T is safety in my mind. Pay attention to that in 2027. The doc told you. Am I right? Am I wrong? I don't know. I just look at him. I go, man, that's the same feeling I had with Jeff Okudah. Good player. I don't think that's the shot. I don't see Terrion Arnold Island yet. I see delivering big hits, Quandre Diggs style. Safety. Rob is disagrees. Raw B1 says TA's not a safety. He's a physical corner. You move TA to safety, you're taking away his best attribute. We shall see. He's a physical corner. But are you allowed to be in this day and age? What do you guys think about my safety assessment? Early on, it's just early, just with the thoughts that come to my brain is I go, man, I think he could be a really good safety. And you can pair him with Branch. So we shall see. So Brian Branch, Jack Campbell, for sure, part of the core. Derek Barnes, Aiden Hutchinson, Aleem McNeil. I mean, do you need to see one more year out of Tyleik Williams to put him in the core group? He's a first round pick. He's right there on the doorstep. Tyleik Williams, part of the core. We shall see. And then now you got the young players, the Ahmed Hassanins, the Derek Moores. They got to fight to show what they're about. to get on the field and to put themselves in the front of Doc's thinking. So you got 5. Almost halfway there. Getting there. Getting there. 1 or 2 more can emerge. And it's Rakestraw. He's got to fight. So, but there's guys that can fight. Tyleik Williams, Aleem McNeil, Rodrigo. Those guys can fight for those spots to be in the core. But good talk today about the linebackers. All right, let me get you a couple opinions here. You guys got to tell me, because this is crazy. Before we get out of here, what the hell's wrong with these Detroit Tigers? What the hell? What the hell's wrong with the Tigers? I put out that lineup and made a bet. I mean, that lineup was sick. Zach Short, Lee, Wenzel Perez. How do you charge? Listen, in my humble opinion, the the Detroit Tigers stole from any fan that went there today. 1 o'clock game, they put out that lineup. My only reaction was WTF. That was my reaction live at Detroit Podcast. What the hell's up with the Tigers? It's injuries. Is there anything more to it than that? You have to, just like a little bit. Jay Bond, we have to assess, because we got to solve the problem, because I need to know. They are a team in town. We gave you 101 minutes on the Lions and a little entertainment. You got to give me a little bit of something different to kill 2 hours, right? Can we do that? Like 100 minutes on the Lions and some side stuff, and 20 minutes on, or less than that, 15 minutes on the Tigers and the humping landlord. We deserve it, right? Some entertainment. Fair for the 2 hours? 100 minutes Lions, 100 or so minutes. There's a 3-minute break, 10, 15 minutes on some side stuff. That's a good show. Oh, you know what? And also too, because I am a semi good host. I'm a semi good host. How am I doing on the nightly show? Am I on the level of Hefe and Booner? Am I a semi good replacement for them? Do you find yourself going, man, I miss those guys? Or am I filling a little bit of a void going 3 nights, 2 hours long? I love it. With a little break in between, maybe I'll do, a couple more times like that, where I'll take another break, 30-minute breaks, 30-minute segment, couple minute break, 30-minute segment. How am I doing replacing Hefe and Booner? They owned the nighttime. They were the kings at night. And I don't know, is there anybody else doing nighttime stuff? I don't know. All right, I'll take it. I'll take it. 2 mother effing Shay. A semi-entertaining, semi-good replacement. I'll take it. I told him that. I told Booner that to his face. So, side note, I said, Booner, the whole internet hates you. He's like, what? I was kidding. But hopefully, Booner, when I text you that stuff, the real message is what comes after it. So I messaged him. I said, Booner, the whole internet hates you, man. They said you sold out. They hate you. They hate you. He's like, what? I said, that means you got to come on my show. He's like, man, I'm busy. Listen, programming note, because listen, it's the roles have reversed. I would like to get them on, and I'm gonna say this humbly and respectfully. Ain't that a bitch? I'm grinding now at night. I message Jeff, hey, you want to come on my show? He ghosted me for like 19 hours. Oh, sorry. I messaged Booner. Booner, everyone thinks you sold out. Come on the podcast today. He's like, man, I live far away from the studio. I can't. Excuse me. I said, ain't that a bitch? I gave them an hour and a half. Ain't that a bitch? I gave them an hour and a half for 2 years. And they both couldn't find any time. No, I'm just teasing. Listen, they're busy. They're grinding on a new show. They're on a huge platform. They got to pay attention. They can't slum it with a semi-good, handsome reporter. But I will repay the favor. I want to give them the opportunity. I didn't tell them. I want to give them the opportunity to have a semi-regular spot once every 2 weeks, one of each. I just wanted to tell them if they hear this over the air, I want to repay the favor. They if they ever want to, but it's a chore. It's a hassle. And plus they have no idea what the hell I'm going to ask. They're going to be like, I'm going to be like, okay, how much money are you guys getting? Now that's going to be my first question. How much money did they pay you to leave the nighttime show? How much money did they pay you to sell out, Booner? He's going to be like, see ya. But I'm trying, I'm trying to get guests, but it's a tough time. And plus I like right now, but I just want to know, how am I doing? Are you entertained? Is this worthwhile to keep doing like this? All right, my take is this. The injury, listen, once the season started off, and I said this on the I said this today on Doc and Jock, if you want to listen to it, and I said it a lot more passionately and a lot more funny. But obviously, objectively, there's a lot of injuries. AJ Hinch is not doing the best managerial job in terms of the finer points of the game, lineup management, where to put Riley Green, decision-making, starting Zach Short, Wenzel Perez, Lee, whatever today's lineup was. Certain times he's picking which bullpen player to put in there to blow the game. He's a little bit handcuffed. That's objectively. But you guys tell me. I want feedback. What's wrong with the Tigers? I went karma today. I think the baseball gods are mad at the Tigers. There's no way all these injuries just happen. And you go, what do you mean baseball gods? Are you doing some hocus pocus major league type stuff? No. We're not going to do no seance. But if any fans want to have a Buddha and do it, if you need the Buddha to smoke, the Freudian Buddha, we need hits. Please. Whatever you need to do to get some Tigers hits, do it. No, here's what I think. The Tigers were meant to build slowly, right? Through the minors, do things the right way, be fiscally responsible, make good moves, make good decisions, add respectfully. And then Scott Harris looked at the landscape. And again, this is speculating. But think about it. Scott Harris looks across the landscape and he goes, these fans want JV. Dude, JV wasn't that good last year. He looked at it and said, you know what? We need some PR. JV was not good last year. He was not good. He's like, you know what? We'll get a lot of good press for JV. Let's do it. We'll get a lot of good press by paying Valdez $38 million. You look at Valdez's numbers last year, they were good, but he ain't worth $38 million a year. Is Framber Valdez better than Tariq Skubal in your mind? No. He's a left-handed bat. He's a left-handed pitcher that can occasionally go wild. And when Scott Harris skipped steps and paid a couple guys, maybe not for their true baseball character, but for some opportunities to get some favor to say, hey, we can pay a guy and we can pay JV. The baseball guys were like, you lied. You skipped steps. JV's not an analytical wizard. JV's past his prime. One little and he can't practice. Framber Valdez should not be the highest paid pitcher on your team. In my opinion, baseball god said, Monfrere, no, slow down. You're cheating the system. And they caused all this injuries and chaos and 11 games under 500, 2-14, little wiggle stuff in next to Tariq Skubal's elbow. AG's burner. Tigers need to find Akamoto. Travis, what up, Doc? Glad to catch up live. Hope all is well, brother. Travis, it's good, my friend. Thank God. If we're talking raw biz about Terrion, I was talking about before the injury. I need to see more. I think my man Raw is talking about the Terrion debate. Hit me with your thesis, Raw. There's a lot of comments coming through. I can't catch it up. J Bond. I think you're in line with kind of how a lot of people are looking at it. 100 grand for the casino. Rob Iz says 100% Doc. We need to see more from Terrion, and Terrion has more to show. Good. Okay. What's wrong with the Tigers, guys? What is wrong with the baseball club? Come on, fill us in. I know you guys love the Lions, and this is a Lions show, but what's wrong with the Tigers? What is our assessment? Are they going to fix the issues? Yes or no? That's what I need to know for those of you that are baseball fans. What is wrong with these Tigers? Smash the like button. Please, I want to be at 50 before I get out of here. All right, one last thing here. News of the weird. And again, Nick Heads asked for story time. I don't know what that means. What kind of stories would you like to hear? I have a lot, but what kind of stories would you like to hear if I did story time? Story time with Doc. So, if you didn't pay attention, a landlord locally. Let's see what how I get it on Google. See, that's what Google was made famous for. I use 3-word. A Westland. This is courtesy of one of the premier news outlets in the world. I have close personal friends and sources there at the Fox 2. Headline, May 19th. Westland landlord caught having sex on tenant security camera. The brief, using AI, obviously, where they give you a little nugget of what you're going to read. Tenants living in a Westland home were unnerved after the security video caught their landlord doing the deed. Oh, according to AI, it's not clear whether the act of performing in your tenant's home when they're gone is illegal. Oh, okay. It's possible the act could be trespassing. But the weird part of that story was it was reported, and this guy got a huge ego boost. It was reported that he was able to perform for quite a bit of time. He had some stamina. It was reported on the news. Legs up for quite a bit of time. Mi casa, su casa. He's like, it's my house anyway. So they went up to the guy and he just he left the scene. They're like, is this you? Phil, that's not at all what happened. I was on Crunch Time yesterday. Go check it out. That is Phil. Thank you, Silent. Xavier's like, shout out landlord. There's some freaks out here. Travis, I would tell my landlord to give me a 3 months rent and I won't report it. Right? No, they already reported it. It's already over the news. They showed the girl was wearing like Reeboks or something. She had like full shoes on. Story time. Stories about the boat with the Z and Cash. You got it. You want story time? All right. News of the weird. Check it out. Here's how you search it to get it. Landlord sex, Michigan. That's what I Googled. Story time via Nick. All right. We'll have fun. This could be weird. Is this true or not? Do you think it happened? Now, I told you earlier that I'm a semi-SI, semi-on SI. So being that I'm on SI, right? What do you think the first thing I asked for when I was recruited back in 2019? Money? Nope. Prestige? Nope. I asked the boss, do I have access to first free Sports Illustrated swimsuit magazines? No. I said, well, this is not a perk. I said, I have. Stay there. I am a photographer. You say, what? What kind of photography do I do? What? I invested. Yeah. I don't know if the missus knows about this one. What? What? Oh, yeah. Great photos. So what? I said, will you send me to the Bahamas to take photos of the models? I'm good at it. I said, I'll go cheap. I just want all expense paid trip. I want to be the photog. I said, I have all the gear. I'll be professional. I'll sign all the NDAs. I'll do what I got to do. I won't take any pictures. I promise not to accost any of the professionals. I will be professional. And they said, well, is it true you cover the Lions? I said, what's that got to do with it? Miss Kristen Harper is going to be on the set, and she's going to do a lot of filming. And we know who you are. And we've listened to some of your podcasts. You will not be shooting for Sports Illustrated. I said, why not? And they said, we feel it's a conflict of interest. The journalistic standards will be broken down. And while we respect your offer in 2019, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, I have emailed the editor 9 times requesting services to go to the Bahamas. And all 9 times they said no. All 9 times they said, we don't care what gear you have. We don't care that you're a semi-photographer. Now, all that I just said is not true, but I wish it was. They have never once offered me anything in regards to a perk about that certain entity. Not one. Have they invited the doc to any of the parties? No. But in the end, they've done a lot of things great for the DOC. So I told the story. I fibbed. It was a good story, right? But in the end, to end the show, never let facts get in the way of a good story. I thought it was a good story. Did I deliver it well? Did it sound believable? Doc from TV Chips. Warm, close, personal friend. Doc rocking that clean face. You lose a bet? No. What has happened, Mr. Senor Trader? Everybody in the chat, this fine gentleman was a former Lions season ticket holder, and once it got hot and the Lions started sucking and going 0-16 and they couldn't handle it anymore, he said, I am no longer going to be a Lions fan. And he bolted. He said, F you and your Lions fandom. I'm going to be a Chiefs and Broncos fan. This is what we call a turncoat MFer. And not only that, he's got the gall to, when those teams win, text about how beneath him it is to learn about the Lions. No, what has happened is the former entities that used to work at night are no longer wanting to do it at night. And I've said, you know what? If I'm going to be the freak at night and I'm going to do a nighttime broadcast, then I'm going to clean up. The Grizz is good for a while. It's like an off-season thing. But really, to be professional, because right now, Kenny, if you missed it, if you want to rewind it, the first hour, we've decided that I'm semi. My nickname is Semi. I'm a semi-good writer, semi-good podcaster, semi-good looking, semi-good friend. So it hits a tone. I'm semi SI. I'm semi good at this nightly thing. I'm semi good husband, semi good dad. So semi is really hitting tonight. And also too, we are joking about how I'm semi SI and semi respected. So knowing that, I said it's time to now take it to the level where I should be respected. No, watch all 2 hours, man. It's entertaining. This is 2 hours. Semi doc is taking over the nighttime airwaves. And so I'm talking Lions, life, whatever. I'm not going to do 2 hours every night, but I'm doing typically 7 to 8. But the 8 o'clock guys left. So I figured the people miss them. So I'll give them the hour sometimes when nothing's going on. So that was story time. Hopefully you liked it. It wasn't real. I've never asked. I'm not that way. I've never asked for extra privileges to be semi part of On SI. I just do good work. I do good work. They compensate me. We move on. But when I turn 50, I'm gonna if I'm still blessed to be with them, I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna be like, come on, dude. You guys have a yearly Super Bowl party. You guys never mention it, never email, never say, hey, you want to come to Vegas? You want to come do this? You want to come do that? It's like, listen, I ain't nobody's bastard uncle. I'm VIP. So, anyways, hopefully you enjoy. They asked for story time. Hopefully you liked some of that. We talked Jared Goff. We talked Jack Campbell, and now it is time to depart. Thanks, everybody. Hopefully you enjoyed the 2 hours. This has been the Lone Wolves Podcast, Thursday edition, one of my favorite days. Remember, at TV Chips is a turncoat. The single worst Lions fan in the atmosphere. But I love him. I'm the Doc. I represent the Detroit Sports Podcast. That's what I represent. That's what I am. I am a semi-good Detroit sports podcaster, and I'm partnered with On Sports Illustrated. They make all this happen. They allow it to happen still. I'm pretty sure none of the editors are watching any of this, because if they were, I would get a phone call. I mean, they should call me like, what the hell are you talking about? Be like, whatever the hell I want. What are you going to do about it? That's how it rolls. That's how it goes. Thanks, everybody. Hopefully, we'll graduate from semi-good status to full-on, but I like it. That's a good starting point for the Doc. Semi-good at everything. Look at this nonsense. This is what this man will send me after a tough Lions loss. Ha! We're building it up. This chat's pretty good. Good show, Doc. You need more knowledgeable fans in the chat. Don't worry, I'll be here though. All right. Rob Biz is declaring himself the chat king. All right, keep it up, Smarty. Let's see you in the future. Thank you. Tales from the Doc. Hopefully you liked him. And like I said, remember, I'll always tell you if I'm fibbing. I always just want to tell that. But like I said, everything has a little bit of truth. I mean, I got the good equipment. They've never asked me once if I have any more skills. Mm-hmm. Thanks, everybody. If you like this show, please tell one other person, support. Let's keep growing this thing. Let's see where it takes us. Appreciate your Thursday listenership. It's a great time. Thanks, everybody. Let's talk Friday.